Today, the Father instructs you to make room in your heart for the refinement of love that is being worked in you by my Spirit. It was never my intention for you to be a spiritual Neanderthal, stumbling through life without any comprehension, reacting and contending with forces that you do not understand. Within you, you are the embodiment of my love. It is the catalyst that makes the gift of faith that I provided to every man activate and to renovate each person's life to the meter of such that it is as in heaven as it is on earth. There are no screaming voices in heaven. It is not possible to assign guilt in paradise. Heaven is a place where there are no dark conspiracies and absolutely no one-upmanship. In order for you to work from, I have provided you with that blueprint. Why should you give any credence to those who have made their living by attempting to frighten you, manipulate you, and deprive you of your peace of mind? Keep in mind that the kingdom of peace is mine. When you allow something, someone, or some scenario, even on the world stage, to worry you and set you on edge, you have given up a great deal more than you are aware of. The peace must be restored. Feel the joy once more. My peace is a bulldozer in your life, says God. I am your peace. When you accept my tranquility and take pleasure in my happiness, every difficulty is removed from your path. At this point, the crooked goes straight. What is the use of getting all worked up about the corrupt and the crooks when my hand is already at work to turn the twisted and warped tableau of deception into an open highway that you may walk straight through to achieve victory? In what ways might a man harm you? What can man take away from you that has any worth that will last forever? In the place where I am seated at the right hand of glory, direct your affection and your emotional attenuation of your feelings. Under no circumstances should you ever permit your well-being to be confined within a time-bound frame of mind, as this imprisonment is not your lot in life. You are really kind to God. Internally, you carry my DNA with you at all times. The strands of your redeemed DNA are like Jacob's ladder. They are not only for you to look at, but also for you to rise up and ascend to a new place of grace, rest, and serenity that overpowers the lies that man tells you and reminds you of whose image you carry as my beloved child who is destined for greater things than you have ever known. If you want to construct your castles in the skies, the Father encourages you to do so today. There is no way that I will reprimand you if you do not get it perfectly or if it does not go exactly according to my plan. Your dreams ignite the furnaces of my creative force, which will flow down and take even the most improbable ambition in your heart and bring it into reality in a moment of time. I like a dreamer, and when you dream, you ignite the furnaces of my creative power. There are those in your immediate vicinity who are adamant that, no, God will never do that. You have to realize that they have all but given up on their hopes and goals. They've ensconced themselves in the religious trappings of constraints and legalism, which have never had anything to do with my purpose for them, and they certainly have nothing to do with my plan for you. Proceed to cross their obstacles and fences without fear of being caught. You may have noticed that I did not strike you down with a severe fury simply because you desired anything greater. I am a God who fulfills the deepest desires of the heart and the most ambitious dreams, and I am a God who makes all of my promises a yes and an amen. Are you prepared to accept the answer yes as legitimate? Are you prepared to receive the word of my power to instantly construct your destiny in its entirety? Are you ready for the "so be it" of the powerful word? Then you should step up. Assume your position that is seated in Christ. Make your way out of the group of people who are killing dreams and who are only familiar with hatred, darkness, and labor. Pay attention. If the situation you are in or the things that other people are saying are not a burden that is light and easy to bear, then you should wash your hands and feet, clear your head, and move on. Declare to yourself, this is where things start to get easier. Repeat to yourself 1,000 times a day, I have no opinion about what my situation says. I believe the good report of my Father God. This is the message you should tell yourself. My Spirit will then lead you to your safe haven by means of the showers that are helpful to you, which will moisten your bones, float your dreams, and bring you there. In this day and age, the Father has revealed to you that the angel of change has arrived to bring about change in your life. I invite you to embrace this and to welcome what I am doing with arms wide open and a heart that is prepared to receive the adjustments, the shifts, and the overall reinvention and radical transformation that is yours. According to God, you should pay attention to your inner man because that is the place where Jesus resides on the inside of you through faith. He wants to apply the power of the blood that was shed at Calvary to every aspect of your life. Disappointment and wounding are starting to disappear. The rationale and logical reasoning of the normal mind are melting into the quantum soup of my nature in order to produce order out of chaos, life out of death, and joy that is indescribable and full, even to the point of being drenched with my glory. You have inquired and inquired once again. You have been intimidated by the errors that you have committed in the past, and deep down, you have a strong desire to overcome the deficiencies that have contributed to the tragedy that has occurred in your life. My beloved, the Father says, pay attention to what I have to say. As the hero, I am. 1 minute of my compassion being poured forth can completely transform anything that you are unable to restore or repair. Put an end to your self-doubt and put your faith in me. Let me handle everything from here on out. Put an end to putting all of your energy into maintaining a rigid state of being, because now is not the time to be sad, rather, it is the moment to start laughing. I do not take delight in the fact that you are looking back and attempting to align and fix your route based on your own ideas. I am the way I am addition to the path. Continue to move forward in reliance on who I am at this very now on the inside of you to keep moving forward. Do not behave in the same manner as Peter, who swung his sword and made promises that he was unable to keep. In the same way that John did, simply rest your head on my shoulder, and together we will move forward into a future that is filled with blessings, happiness, and joy that you could never have imagined. This future is just ahead of you. I invite you to enter into the rest that I have prepared for you today, says the Father. The angels that watch over your life never stop looking after you, nor do they ever become tired. You are crowned with glory that surpasses even the splendor of the highest angel because you carry the testimony of the redeemed blood of the cross on the inside of you. This glory is more than the glory of the highest angel combined. Because that glory, that evident reality of my presence, is the portion for all of my children who were born of man, who were redeemed by the cross, and who are walking in the kingdom with me, you carry an impartation that angels want to look into but cannot grasp. I urge you once more to enter into the rest that has been provided for you from the very beginning of the earth. I am not anxious or stressed out, so why would you ever be? Take a deep breath of my vigor and exhale my composure. I am not worried of anything. I am on the inside of you, the Father says regarding you. It is in you that the kingdom is produced, that it is brought forth, and that it is changed those things that need to be changed. Because there is only one possible outcome, there is no need to evaluate, analyze, propose, calculate, measure, or speculate about what may occur in the future, because there is only one possibility. I am within you, and my ever-present presence renders you incapable of failing and ensures that you will always emerge victorious. This is not something that has always been your experience, but what are you going to submit yourself to? The promise of my word, or the experience of others? To put it another way, I fashioned you. As the sons of God were singing for delight at the beginning of the earth's creation, I was the one who created you and brought you into existence. You were welcomed in the cherished, holy, and pure in my sight before there was ever a creature that emerged on dry land. Walking away from that truth is the only thing you are doing as a human being by this point. Do what I am doing and accept it. Now is the moment that my transformative grace is renewing you, blessing you, and bringing the canopy of my favor over you to achieve exactly those things that you have called out to me for. Embrace what I have done for now, because this is the shift, and now is the time that I am doing it. As of today, the Father has communicated that I am all about fulfilling the largest dream and the utmost heart's desire. I not only provide you with the thing that you have been longing for, but I also make your heart hurt for the same thing that I intend to provide for you. That which I have no intention of bringing into existence in your life is not something that I choose to tease you with. Not only do I not tease, but I also do not taunt. Know that I have placed those wants and those things that your heart longs for in the depths of your being there by my hand. I have placed them there. The substance of things that are hoped for is faith, and the things that your hopes are longing for and crying out for concerned you have been molded and set there by my plan. Faith is the substance of things that are hoped for. Put them in front of me. Raise your voice to me. Permit me to elaborate and expound on this. Please give me permission to reveal the areas in which the adversary has attempted to transform those desires into something that would trap you. You will be able to get the correction and clarification that will show you the road and bring you to the very fulfillment of my promise in your life if you listen to my voice as I speak. According to the Father, you should not give up your self-assurance. The enemy is trying to confuse you by telling you to have no hope and no expectations, but you should not heed to its words. At the very moment that you are experiencing feelings of hopelessness and the impression that nothing is going to better for you, realize that you are only a few steps away from the breakthrough that you have asked me for. Do not give the adversary the opportunity to mislead you. Bring the fortress of unbelief down to its knees. Don't let yourself be sad like someone who has no hope. The heart of a skeptic should be avoided at all costs, and pessimism should be rejected. Approach me with the innocence of a kid. I will give you those things that you have pleaded with me for if you are able to provide good things to those tiny ones that you love. If you know how to give good things to those young ones, then I will give you those things. The Father assures us that the moment has come. This is your precious time. At this very moment, the day of your salvation has arrived, and it is at this very moment that everything you have longed for and cried out for is finally coming to manifestation in your life. This day, the Father says, I am giving you the double of what you have earned. I am erasing the writings of trespasses that have not been committed against you. All of the disappointments that occurred in the past and the declines in your circumstances that were brought about by poor choice making are being eliminated. In this life, you are not a prisoner to the failures of the past. Something that happened in the past that you could have done differently will not have any bearing on the outcome of your life and the future that you will experience. Have mercy on yourself. You need to stop being so hard on yourself for things you've done in the past that didn't work out the way you had hoped they would. There have been instances in which you have shown a tremendous lack of wisdom and managed to get yourself into a difficult situation. There have been instances in which you have disregarded my word and neglected to pay attention to the quiet, little voice that I would have used to rescue you from a great deal of emotional distress. You have been set free. Let yourself be forgiven now. I am aware of the components that comprise you, says the Father. I am aware that you are nothing more than dust, and that in many situations, you will find yourself falling short, failing, and causing issues as a result of your own decisions that may have had very different outcomes. The only thing you need to know is that I am standing there, offering forgiveness and deliverance, even as you are dealing with the things that are bothering you because of the past. If someone tells you, I will not help you out of the trouble you created for yourself, you should not listen to anyone who says that. Exists a different kind of person. Beloved, I am present in this very moment. This is exactly where I am with you. I am aware of the path that leads through your personal wilderness, and I will lead you out of the difficulties and hardship that you are experiencing. I will bring you out, but it will not be my voice saying, I told you so. That is not who I am, and that is not what I do. I will bring you out. I will instruct you, direct you, and most importantly, comfort you until you reach a point in your life where the errors of the past have been wiped and everything is made fresh. Due to the fact that I love you and have placed my adoration upon you for the sake of blessing and goodness above all else, your life will be filled with joy and rejoicing that is beyond anything you could possibly imagine. In today's message, the Father declares, I am tearing down the walls that the enemy has built. It is not necessary to be afraid when the shaking occurs, since the shaking that occurs just eliminates those things that are associated with death. Only eliminates those things from your life that are diminishing, and only removes those things from your life that are incompatible with my promise. The fulfillment of all that I have planted as a vision in your heart is being brought about by my promises, which are empowering you, establishing you, and propelling you into a new and fresh destiny. In the name of Isaiah, I am touching your mouth. As I extend my hand to you, I pray that you will find comfort and blessings. This is the decree that is being issued over you by heaven. Allow yourself to be in harmony with that decree in your heart, in your words, and in the discussion you have. Maintain your openness of heart and be on the lookout for unbelievers and the narrative of the negative. I want you to locate a location where you can be alone with me and allow me to build you up and surround you with my spirit of truth and verity, which will overpower every doubt and every worry. When you sense discouragement approaching, find a place where you can be alone with me. Be resolute in your refusal to let anxiety or fear about the future take control of your thoughts. From this day forward, I will cause you to soar to great heights above the nations of the earth. There is a possibility that the prince of the power of the air will arrive, but if you make it your career, he will not be able to belong to you. Because you have made me the focal point of your attention, you are both filled and overwhelmed with my presence, and the enemy is unable to establish a foothold in your life. Furthermore, you will no longer pay attention to the threats and lies that come from hell that are directed toward you, with the objective of bringing down the stronghold of unbelief on purpose. Having a lack of faith is comparable to having a terrible habit. It is something that comes rather readily to the carnal man, and it is something that needs to be disciplined and brought into accountability. There is more to you than the title of child of the earth. You are a child of heaven, and as such, there is a heavenly God nature on the inside of you that is transforming you, molding you, and bringing you into the image that I have of you. You are the image bearer of your Father, and as such, I am adorning you with my glory and my goodness. Nothing that is happening in your life will be able to stop that process from taking place, says the Father. The Father has informed me that today is the final day. Today, I am bringing to a close those hopes and visions that have been such an integral part of your existence, and I am bringing you to greater heights and deeper depths than you could have ever imagined. To put it simply, I am the God of abundance. I am the God who can do more than you could ever hope for or want. You are unable to ask questions that are more difficult than I am able to answer. It is not possible to become bankrupt or overextend the banking account that contains my commitments. You should allow your faith to lead you to places that rationality and reason are reluctant to go. Permit your heart to imagine the dream that is deeper. Make sure you ask for more till you get more. In the same way that I surpassed the expectations of Abraham and Sarah, I will also do a great deal more for you than you have ever dared to ask for in your life. Inquire. As the Father instructs, ask a great deal. Ask a wide range of questions. Put your faith in the improbable, the peculiar, and the unexpected, for it brings me great joy to surprise you with the kindness that I possess. Be conscious of the fact that your happiness will be complete when you pray in the hope of receiving an answer from heaven. Because you are the one who is called in Christ Jesus, all of my promises are a resounding yes and an affirmative affirmation. You have not been called to a less significant plan or a less significant destiny. According to me, you are both a king and a priest. You can count on me to not let you down. I am not going to make you live in a state of denial about the highest and best. Have faith that you will be able to make it to the top of the class. Fight the urge to believe the erroneous story that poverty and humiliation are synonymous. In order for you to be wealthy, I had to go through hell. At the time when you are in the greatest need, I am the ram who is caught in the thicket, and I will make sure that every need is met. In order for you to have a full and rich testimony of my love and my grace at just the appropriate moment and place when you need me the most, allow yourself to embrace that understanding of my favor and that understanding of who I am, a good God who will do big and good things in your life. As of today, the Father has spoken to you that you are entering a period of birthing within my spirit. It is not the pressure of the adversary that you are feeling, rather, It is the strain of bringing forth in prayer things that you have been looking for and wishing for. Pray with your mouth alone. On the contrary, a challenge is not a bad thing. Engage in the challenge. Don't run away from the difficulties that are in front of you, rather, move toward them. Always keep in mind the admonition found in the Bible, which states that the only way to enter the kingdom is by going through a great deal of difficulty or strain. Putting pressure on something is never a pleasant experience, and shaking is not something you would ever ask for. However, only things that are capable of being shaken will be shaken, and those that are not capable of being shaken will remain. Therefore, you should accept the challenge, because as you accept the challenge, you will decrease the time it takes for you to enter the point where you will experience breakthrough and the transformation that you have been looking for, desiring, and petitioning me about. Keep in mind, says the Father, that when you push through the pressure, you break out into the kingdom, and the kingdom that I have created is one that is filled with joy, peace, and justice. Be aware of the fact that throughout this period of time, you will be brought forth in peace and you will go forth in delight. Your joy should not be taken away by the adversary. Keeping your joy and allowing it to guide you is important. Your peace should be preserved, and you should allow my peace to rule as an umpire in your heart, making rulings that are final and conclusive regarding the matters that are before you. It is imperative that you keep in mind that I have bestowed my affection onto you. My love has been placed upon you, and it is my love that is guiding you in this direction. Because of my love, everything that takes place around you is being established. Keeping you safe and safeguarding you is the purpose of my love. When the adversary attacks you, my hand and my favor will keep an angelic guard about you, and not a single hair on your head will be injured in the process. Your prayers will be answered, and everything that you have prayed for and anticipated will be brought to fruition fast. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, I am enhancing your vigor and strength during this time. I will make it possible for you to feel the vintage of my Spirit that propels you into the now experience of my providing and my delivering hand. There has been a struggle going on in your life as the adversary has been attempting to get rid of your blessing and to damage your capacity to keep that blessing contained. On the other hand, the Father makes it clear that He is strengthening the aspects of your life that require improvement. Things that have become weakened and have been strained to the point where they are about to fracture are being strengthened by me. There are moments when even those who are close to you are aware of the pressure and wish to do some kind of assistance. However, the Father says, I am the hero. Things that other people are unable to achieve or are unwilling to do, I will bring about via the power of my own hand. According to the Father, I will bring about justice in your life. I will establish divine justice at the heavenly tribunal where judgments are presented. The accusations have been made by the accuser. You refuse to shake your fist in my face, despite the fact that the accuser has made accusations. You have shown that you are willing, and you know how to be flexible. When you were struggling with challenging questions and circumstances, you sought to me for guidance on a consistent basis. During the time that you were struggling and wrestling, your gaze was directed upwards, waiting for my hand to take action, and now was the time for it to happen. The Father has responded by saying, I have heard your cry, and I have sent assistance my way. You have been praying for a change, and now is the time for you to experience it. This is the hour of breakthrough for you. Put your best foot forward. The Father instructs you to set your hand to the task before everyone else's. The Father says, "Do not wait for someone else to do what I have called you to do. Just as your hand is first to the task, my hand will be first to the blessing that I am bringing forth into your life. Do not wait for someone else to do what I have asked you to do. I have not appointed you to wrath," the Father declares for the first time today. In all of the days that are written in my book, there is not a single day in your entire lifespan that reads, "reserved for wrath." How could you ever come to me as a loving Father if you never knew exactly how I would receive you, or if I would somehow arbitrarily drop some scourging test upon you for some purpose that would be beyond your comprehension? I do not behave in that manner, my beloved. Pain, illness, and suffering are not things that I take pleasure in. I do not identify with that. There is no event, circumstance, or conclusion in which I choose to be anything other than the loving Father that I have depicted myself to be in my word. I am not only the God of love, love is who I am. I am not only the God of love. Allow yourself to find solace in this one significant reality. Refuse to let yourself be swayed for even a fraction of a second into believing that I would ever choose to put you through anguish, sadness, or a situation that is difficult. The reason I came was so that you could have life, and that in greater abundance. It is not possible for anyone who suggests otherwise to have a complete comprehension of what I achieved on the cross. On the cross, the darling of heaven was subjected to the full force of divine justice, which was poured out to the dregs from the very top of the mountain. He went through pain so that you would not have to. He allowed the smiters to take possession of his back so that you could be set free, healed, and brought back to wholeness. The reality of the accomplished work of Calvary should be the salve that is put to your eyes so that you may see me for who I truly am and will always be in your life. Let this truth be the ointment that you apply to your eyes.